Caitlin Clark is single-handedly carrying this Indiana Fever team to a playoff spot. Look at her put the defender on skates right here. You're going to fake like you're setting a ball screen right here. So look at Caitlin Clark with that little jab step right there. That gets the defender leaning towards what she thinks is a screen. Caitlin Clark's then going to refuse it as she leans towards the screen, and it's just an easy blow-by to the cup for two. Caitlin Clark is the best distributor in women's basketball history. You make the slightest mistake here. Look at this in transition. She gets the board right here. So this Seattle Storm player right here, look at her, heads up the floor, seeing everything. You make the slightest mistake. Look at this Storm player. Starts to backpedal just a little bit as opposed to sprinting back in transition. Caitlin Clark seeing all this. Look at slightest mistake. Backpedal just a little bit. Look at her lead this Fever player right towards the layup. Head up the floor. Unbelievable. She is just a fast break onto herself. Just a simple Seattle Storm miss right here. Look at her. Again, heads up the floor. You get a cross match right here. Center getting stuck on Caitlin Clark in transition. Look at Caitlin Clark just sprint back. Easy blow by. Heads up the floor right here. Look at how this Indiana Fever player is breaking ahead of that Seattle Storm player trailing the play. Blow by the center right here on the cross match in transition. Then just ping this pass on a 2-on-1 for a layup. All just directly off a Storm miss. These are just off simple misses right here. Fever get the board. Look at Caitlin Clark. Again, identifying in transition. I got a center cross matched on me. Look at her push the ball up the floor. Easy blow by of this Seattle Storm center right here. Now look, head up the floor. If the Storm collapse, I'm going to be able to hit multiple wide open Fever players, but nobody collapses. So it's again, just right to the rim off of a miss. This is just Caitlin Clark's all-time greatness on display. Aaliyah Boston's going to fake like she's setting a screen. So Caitlin Clark's going to get the defender leaning towards the screen with a little crossover dribble towards the screen. That gets the defender leaning towards the screen. Now look at the angle she has to get downhill. Seattle Storm defender off balance. Her momentum's taking her towards the paint. So now Caitlin Clark's just looking between the legs. Step back jumper. That is sick. This is Caitlin Clark being the best distributor of the basketball in women's basketball history. Look at this. Seattle Storm defender's giving her the strong side of the floor because this defender's about to double from the block right here. So Caitlin Clark's going to take this angle right here. Look at this pass right here. As soon as that defender even takes one step, look, head up the floor. As soon as this defender coming to double takes even one step towards the strong side of the floor to double, look at this pass all the way to the corner. That gets the defense in transition. Easy wide open three. These assists in transition are just unbelievable from Caitlin Clark. Again, off a miss. This Seattle Storm player is going to just ever so slightly jog back as opposed to sprinting back. Caitlin Clark immediately gets the ball. Look at her, heads up the floor, looking for advantages right here. This Seattle Storm player's jogging back, not sprinting back ever so slightly. Look at her lead in transition. That is unreal. In transition, if you're not boxing out Caitlin Clark and Indiana gets the offensive board right here, look at this. Defender doesn't go to box out. Caitlin Clark goes straight to the rim. So if Indiana gets this offensive board, forget about it. Got it right back. Caitlin Clark's now wide open. That's 5 steps beyond the three-point line. Just another unbelievable assist from Caitlin Clark. So the Storm are going to switch this screen. The defender switches over the top of Aaliyah Boston right here. Look at this pass right here. The defender's ever so slightly switching over the top and not underneath. Look at Caitlin Clark lead Aaliyah Boston perfectly right to the rim. There's a backside defender right there. So I got to lead this pass right to the rim where only Aaliyah Boston can catch it. Look at that pass layup. That is unreal. This is just Caitlin Clark's elite basketball IQ creating opportunities for others. Look at how she's going to fake like she's going to set a ball screen right here. What does that do? That gets the defender leaning out, getting ready to defend a ball screen. Only Caitlin Clark's going to slip it, come off a cross screen right here. That draws a second defender right here. Look at that, gives her the angle to get right in the paint. So now the Storm have got a double baseline, and then Caitlin Clark again, head up the floor looking for who's open right here. You got to help the helper so that's not a drop-off pass. That Seattle Storm player is going to take the opposite block right there so there's no drop-off pass. Caitlin Clark, look at her make this skip pass to the corner, 2 passes away for an easy 3. That's all Caitlin Clark drawing multiple defenders. Caitlin Clark again putting the defender on skates. The Fever are running a ball screener here now. The person guarding Caitlin Clark on the weak side wing is going to come down and backside help on Aaliyah Boston's roll. The Storm are going to attempt an X out right here. The defender on the block right here is going to come up to the wing, and that defender in backside help is going to go to the baseline. But look at Caitlin Clark catch this pass. Fake the pass to the baseline right here. That gets the defender leaning, trying to gamble and get a deflection. So now Caitlin Clark's able to just blow by by, right to the rim, floater for 2. This just shows you how dangerous Caitlin Clark is from deep right here. She's 8 steps beyond the 3-point line. But again, the defender's still worried about her taking that shot right here. So because of that, she has to have a hard closeout coming up to prevent that shot from happening. So as that defender's momentum's coming uphill, Caitlin Clark can just rip and go right to the rim for 2. That's all because of her ability to hit threes and force that hard closeout. Look at the patience Caitlin Clark shows here letting this play develop. Here comes a ball screen right here. The Storm are icing the screen. So look at Caitlin Clark being patient, dragging her dribble to the corner right here. As long as she's keeping her dribble alive, attacking downhill towards the corner, that second defender has to stay with her. That's going to force backside help on the pick and pop right here. So look at Caitlin Clark. So on this cut right here from Aaliyah Boston, she knows that cut's going to occupy that defender, right? So let Aaliyah Boston cut through. Look at how that sucks in that second defender right here, which opens up the wing, and then the perfect skip pass for a wide open 3. Now Caitlin Clark's just playing bully ball right here. Look, they're going to fake like they're going to set a screen only to slip it right here. So what does that do? That gets the defender having to lean uphill, trying to fight over the top of a screen. So that gives Caitlin Clark the angle to get downhill into the paint ever so slightly. And then again, now it's just bully ball right here. Back or down, layup. You cannot run this pick and roll any better than Caitlin Clark does. The Seattle Storm are in drop coverage right here. So watch her let this play develop right here. That's going to create a 2-on-1. This backside defender in the corner staying home never steps up. So Caitlin Clark's going to have the perfect pocket pass through. And again, watch her lead Aaliyah Boston with this pass right in the paint. Easy mid-range jumper. Caitlin Clark, again, is just the greatest distributor of the basketball in women's basketball history. Look at Aaliyah Boston. Perfect post seal right here. So Caitlin Clark can't make this pass from over the top, from the top of the key. So watch her create this angle. I got to get to the wing right here. Now look at, now I got the angle to throw this pass over the top. Perfectly lead Aaliyah Boston right here. That brings the second defender. Defense is now in rotation right now. Easy corner 3. Unreal. And with Caitlin Clark, if you're even a second late to switch right here, this defender, instead of being up, ready to switch immediately, is 1 step behind. So you know what happens next. Caitlin Clark comes off the screen, late to switch, 4 steps beyond the 3-point line, just a little bit of airspace and a triple. Caitlin Clark, again, just running the pick and roll as well as you possibly can. Look at coming off this ball screen right here. The Storm are in drop coverage. So Caitlin Clark does an amazing, just get downhill and attack. Get downhill and attack. If this defender steps up towards the ball, the pocket pass to Aaliyah Boston's there. But on this situation, the defender stays with Aaliyah Boston. So now again, Caitlin Clark's attacking downhill. That's either going to be a layup or you're drawing a second defender. She ends up drawing that second defender by just attacking downhill. That creates the wide open triple.